Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
We take a look at transit's move to art cards.
It's really about modernizing transit for the city.
The title for Edmonton's official bird is up for grabs.
I feel like I see them a lot more than other birds.
And the most recent addition to the campus's decor.
It's a great start for NAIT to have this crosswalk really front and center here on campus.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening and welcome to NAIT NewsWatch. It's already that time of year where it's starting to get colder and the flu season is just around the corner.
Yes, and with flu season just getting started, the hospitals here in Edmonton are already reaching overcapacity. What will that lead to now when we need the hospitals the most? Our Star Telazzo brings us more live from the hallways of NAIT.
Thanks, guys. Hospitals here in Edmonton are getting too full that patients referred from out of town are getting turned away. Some Edmontonians have even resorted to getting treatment elsewhere, and that means paying out of pocket.
And that's pretty tough because we just don't have the physical spaces.
According to the Alberta Medical Association, the General Internal Medicine Unit is operating over 35% its capacity, while the Family Medicine Unit is at 55% above capacity, forcing patients to wait for longer periods of time or even traveling longer distances just to get the needed treatment.
You know, in terms of what we do or where we put patients, we put a third person into a 2-bedroom, and we certainly use hallway space. We just don't have any new infrastructure to accommodate 400,000 new patients.
Some doctors are even taking the severity of the situation on social media.
It's been really, really bad. Our internal medicine colleagues are extremely overwhelmed and significantly over capacity. And we had up to like 1/3 of our ER beds that were kind of for acute patients occupied by admitted patients who couldn't move upstairs. We had up to like between 10 and 15 people in the hallways waiting in stretchers.
Now, this doesn't only affect patients and emergency rooms. Tim is one of the thousands of Albertans affected by the rising rates of hospitals being at overcapacity.
I went to the doctors a couple times. It was determined that I did need a new knee. The doctor probably sent out 20 to 25 different requisitions to different surgeons to just have me looked at, and everybody turned me down. They're just too busy. So I just said to my wife, I can't do this anymore. And so we went the private route, and we ended up spending $30,000 of our savings to go to Montreal to get it done privately.
For people like Tim who needed immediate treatment but was turned away due to hospitals getting pushed to their capacities, this poses problems for people who aren't able to access private care. The situation has raised even more concern as respiratory illnesses increase.
What is the government doing to help with this issue?
Yes, so Alex, the government announced a second new health organization that is set to launch on November 1st. This new model of primary care is expected to address and improve access to providers such as family doctors and nurse practitioners, and also increase access to after-hour care that is set to be available virtually now.
And how do you think this is going to affect people now that flu season is just around the corner?
Well, Brenna, it has gotten to the point where it is unavoidable for hospitals to be over its capacity during the fall and as we head into winter. However, the Alberta Medical Association encourages people to get vaccinated, and you can access that in pharmacies around now that the influenza vaccine and even the newer COVID vaccine is available. The association highly suggests that we stay as healthy as we can, as we can avoid going to the hospitals as much as possible, and having a family doctor available as well can help with the overcrowding.
Thanks, Astarte. That's Astarte Lazo reporting live from the NAIT hallways.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch, the next generation of news.
Big changes are coming for Edmonton transit riders as we move away from traditional paper tickets. Starting November 9th, paper tickets and monthly passes will no longer be available for purchase. This is part of the final stage in implementing art cards to all age groups. Riders can load as little as $4 and can simply tap on and off buses and LRT.
It's really about modernizing transit for the city. I think globally, people have started moving away from paper products, which are difficult to manage, lots of additional distribution costs. So we'll be able to save some money that way.
ETS will continue to accept pre-purchase tickets until the end of 2025. The end goal will be to also allow riders to use mobile phones or credit cards to tap on and off transit.
Chinatown will be getting almost $1 million over the next 2 years. This summer, nearly $500,000 was invested into the Chinatown Vibrancy Fund. The money was used to hold events, festivals, and cultural projects to draw visitors to the area. Following this, the city is now planning on investing almost $1 million into the Chinatown over the next 2 years.
This funding can help with safety, boost local businesses, and create a welcoming atmosphere for both community members, residents, and visitors.
Chinatown will be getting CCTV cameras overlooking the street, and the community is hopeful that this will help businesses and visitors to feel more safe along 97th Ave.
NAIT is showing its colors with the addition of a new Pride crosswalk. This painted crosswalk is just one way NAIT shows its commitment to diversity, quality, and inclusion. Located just outside the E building, the Progress flag symbolizes the school's efforts to create an environment where everyone feels welcome and supported.
I think this crosswalk creates a great sense of belonging for really all students on campus. We all come from different backgrounds. We're a very diverse community, but we're all NAIT students here. We're all here to learn. We're all here to have fun and engage with each other. And this crosswalk really amplifies that.
The crosswalk coincides with NAIT's Fall Pride Week. While there is no official unveiling ceremony, NAIT plans to hold an event soon to celebrate.
Bird-friendly Edmonton is asking residents to vote for a bird to represent the city and to raise awareness for urban wildlife. The vote comes after a survey by Birds Canada said that since 1970, Canadian grassland bird populations have decreased by 67%. Among the 6 options are the blue jay, downy woodpecker, and magpie, which so far has been the most picked bird.
I feel like I see them a lot more than other birds, so.
Yeah, that's probably the bird I see most around here.
I'm gonna have to go with the blue jay for sure. I'm thinking blue jay.
Voting takes place on the bird-friendly Edmonton website. Voting for the top 3 birds ends on December 31st, followed by the vote for the winning bird, which closes on March 31st. I'm really looking forward to seeing which bird wins in March.
I think the downy woodpecker has a good chance. Stay tuned for after the break for this weekend's forecast and look at sports.
I'm Noah Palmer with NAIT NewsWatch Sports. Coming up, the NAIT Ooks women's hockey team kicks off their season, and a lot of news coming out of the Edmonton Oil Kings. That and more coming up in sports.
The fall weather has been pretty good so far, but the winter chill is catching up. I'm Louis Blackburn, and coming up on NewsWatch, I'll tell you about the weather.
It's that transitional time of year again, and it looks like the weather finally got the memo.
Yes, I'm really hoping that the sun's going to stick around. Let's hope that our Louis Blackburn can tell us some good news about the weather.
Thanks, you two, but I've got to dash your hopes. I'm Louis Blackburn for the weather, and this weekend is going to be cloudy with a big chance of rain on Sunday. It might be a weekend to stay indoors with the family, bring out that cozy blanket, and give it some wear and tear, maybe while you watch a movie. It's going to get colder as the weekend passes, so maybe bring out your rubber boots if you're busy outside. Let's take a look at the forecast, and as always, we'll start with Calgary. We'll have a low of -3, that's going to be a trend this weekend, and a high of 17. Moving on to Jasper, we'll have another low of -3 and a high of 10. McMurray, how are you now? Any Letterkenny fans out there? Fort McMurray is, you guessed it, another low of -3 and a high of 10. And now for the one you actually care about, of course, Edmonton. We're going to have a low of -4, imagine, and a high of 17. Now that, compared to the averages, that's going to be an average of high of 13 and an average low of -3. Big surprise there. Shocker, I know. And our averages, our records, I mean, were 23 in 1978 and all the way back in 1905, a low of -15. Glad that's not me. So With that in mind, dive into your closet and get out those old winter clothes and bundle up. I've been Louis Blackburn for NAIT NewsWatch Weather, reminding you, give your mother a call. She worries sometimes.
NewsWatch Weather sponsored by NR92, the station for the students.
Last week, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we asked you, what are you most thankful for?
After looking through responses, our winner for this week is San Jivan, who said, thankful for this opportunity to be here in Edmonton and experience things that I did not get to do previously.
Thank you for the answer. To claim your prize, go to @TheNateNugget on Instagram. The Oilers are out of the gates for their new NHL season with another poor start.
Our question this week is, what do the Oilers need to do to turn things around sooner rather than later?
Comment on the NAIT Nugget Instagram page for the chance to win a prize. The NAIT Ooks women's hockey team are looking to build on last year's championship win as they kicked off their season.
And our Noah Pomeroy takes us through their opening night and what's ahead for the team.
Thanks, guys. And yeah, Saturday night was a special moment for the NAIT Ooks women's hockey team as they unveiled a banner to honor last season's ACAC championship win. The season brings a new chapter for the Ooks with 11 new players joining the team. Before the season opener, the 12 returning players showed off the last season's championship banner, which is now forever cemented in NAIT's history.
There's been a lot of teaching and there's going to be growing pains throughout the year, but I think it's also working through that and letting them make the mistakes, and then us as the staff and the veteran players helping them along with that.
With the season now underway, the Ooks won their home opener 6-3 and improved to a 2-0 start as the team looks to build on last year's success as they continue to work towards another championship run. Starting the season in the middle of the standings, the Oil Kings are hoping to climb their way up with some exciting storylines brewing within the team. Our Alicia Victor has more.
With 6 games under their belt, the Oil Kings record sits at 3-3 as they look ahead to the rest of the season, hoping to gel even more as a team. Last Friday, they named their leadership group, with forward Gavin Hodnett being given the honor to rep the C.
Kind of a dream come true. I mean, it's been kind of one of my goals to be a captain in the Western League, so I think it was a really cool moment, and I'm just excited for the journey ahead.
During the offseason, the Oil Kings added some new additions to the roster, with many already making their name known. One of them being 2008-born forward Joe Aginla, who was named to the Team Canada Red roster ahead of the World Under-17 Hockey Challenge, which takes place November 1st to 9th in Sarnia.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. You know, I'm in the final Aginla right now to finally throw on the leaf, so it's definitely a cool experience.
Following in their Hall of Famer dad Jerome Aginla's footsteps, Tej, Jade, and Joe have now all had their turn at representing Canada, with big hockey futures ahead for all 3 of them. With not just Joe, but other great additions to the team, head coach Luke Pierce shared his thoughts on how the rookies are blending in with the rest of the team so far.
It takes time, there's no question, but I think so far they've all kind of complemented our group well, and it's a tight group of the guys that were here last year, so sometimes it's tougher to fit your way in, but so far no issues from us, and I think it's only going to get better as we go along here.
The Oil Kings are gearing up for an exciting season ahead. I'm Alicia Victor with NAIT NewsWatch.
The top curlers in the world are coming to Nisku for the Grand Slam of Curling Co-op Canadian Open this November. Hosted by the Beaumont Curling Club in the Silent Ice Center, the Co-op Canadian Open runs from November 5th to 10th and features the World Curling Federation's top 16 men's and women's teams from all around the world.
We got the opportunity in the late spring, early summer to be able to host it, so we jumped all over the opportunity, and it's going to be a great event out there.
Tickets are on sale now, so don't miss out on this opportunity to see the top curlers in action. For more information, visit thegrandslamofcurling.com. So, have you guys ever tried curling before?
I haven't, but my grandpa used to love watching it on TV.
Did you guys know all the granite for the curling stones comes from one uninhabited island in Scotland?
That's neat.
Thanks, Noah.
Alex, what kind of things do you like to do during fall?
Oh, you know, I always find time to go carve a pumpkin or visit the corn maze.
After the break, you might want to add gun sports to that list.
This is trap shooting. So trap shooting is you shoot with a shotgun
Hey, I'm Randy Cormish, your entertainment host for this week. There's lots to do this fall season, like check out Maisie's Magical Christmas House and see her new theme. Of course, get lost in the corn maze. And check out the Pumpkin Festival at the Prairie Garden. All that and more on entertainment.
NAIT NewsWatch Team Apparel brought to you by Edmonton Plato's Closet and Heath Specialty Services.
Welcome back. Alex, what's your opinion on gun sports?
As a big bird guy myself, I'm not the biggest fan of them, but it does seem interesting.
I'm also a fan of our feathery friends. Luckily for us, on this week's Try This, our Colton Sabo was shooting something much more fragile.
Today on Try This, we are trying the sport of kings, trap shooting. With Pan Am Games silver medalist Lindsay Bodez, we are going to shoot some clay pigeons and try out this age-old tradition.
With the ground littered with shotgun shells and broken clay pigeons, I knew this was the place to try this age-old shooting sport. And as two types of shotguns rest in the rack, I was excited to meet my coach.
This is trap shooting. So trap shooting is you shoot with a shotgun, and shotguns shoot pellets that spray. So you're shooting at a moving target, which makes this more challenging than if you were shooting at a stationary paper target.
After my crash course in trap shooting and an introduction to the fragile clay pigeons, Lindsay fired up the launcher and got me ready for my first shot.
There. And face goes like that.
With my form pour and a shell in the chamber, it was time to start shooting.
Pull!
After my first shot with her fancy gun, we decided the cheaper one would fit me better.
You might have a prodigy. What did you think? Would you do it again?
I would love to do it again.
There you go.
It's just so relaxing, but it also it's just cool. I really liked it.
It was fun having you. You guys can come back anytime.
While these geese don't envy the clay pigeons, they may be my next target. This has been Colton Sabo, and I think you should try this.
Hey Brenna, did you hear Maisie's Magical Christmas House is decorated for Halloween this year?
No, I didn't, but thankfully our Randy Cormish went to check it out.
Thanks, guys. Get ready for a magical holiday experience at Maisie's Magical Christmas House in North Edmonton. With a special new theme this year, the festive display will delight visitors of all ages. Halloween is taking over Maisie's Magical Christmas House, lighting up the streets with this year's theme, The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's for you to enjoy, but visitors are encouraged to donate to Second Chance Animal Rescue Society to help support their animal rescue efforts.
It's amazing. It gets better every single year. They've been doing this for years, since I was younger than her. But it used to just be Christmas. So now they're like getting into doing Halloween, and it's really exciting because they do an amazing job.
The house features over $150,000 worth of lights, music, fog machines, and animated characters. It's one of the most unique and festive sites in the city, perfect to enjoy with friends and family. A Maze of Delights is here to stay for another year this fall. Arte Gargas is here to tell us more about the fun adventures of the Edmonton Corn Maze, as families could not wait for it to open up again.
The Edmonton Corn Maze, settled in Parkland County, is a popular fall destination that had been going on for 23 years for friends and families to visit. The event is packed with various activities and displays. You can experience the fun of farm animals consisting of chickens, bunnies, turkeys, and more. Not only that, but you get the opportunity to feed friendly pigs, cows, and goats.
I think it's something that can be enjoyed for all ages. It's a very relaxing, non-alcohol event. And there's definitely more kids, more families and stuff here during the day.
The Corn Maze has had different diverse designs for each of the 23 years, making it less predictable and a change for the regulars. For a little challenge, inside the maze are a series of questions to determine which way you may choose to go.
Everybody's happy, all the kids are going around and just having a good time. Everyone's bringing their dogs, and it's just a natural good time and just a beautiful day outside. You can't beat it. It's a perfect fall day.
With so many little fun things to do at the corn maze, you and your family will be entertained for hours. It's not just about the maze to get lost into. With thrilling games and puzzles, the atmosphere of it all lets you get lost as well. Not only that, but you can stop to get a drink or snack at the concession and buy little trinkets or pumpkins at the market to enjoy.
As the journey of the corn maze continues, friends, family, and spouses come here to enjoy the fall fun with others. And you can catch the corn maze until October 27th.
Prairie Gardens is hosting its annual Following Pumpkin Festival, a 30-year tradition just outside of Bonnecord. This family-friendly celebration has plenty of activities for everyone to enjoy. Prairie Gardens is celebrating the fall season with its Following Harvest Fest running through the rest of October. As the world's northernmost blue pumpkin farm, Prairie Gardens has more than 15 acres of pumpkins in every shape and color.
There's lots of stuff to do for the kids.
Yeah, there's a petting zoo right here, there's train rides, there's a corn maze. My son is actually over there right now building a scarecrow.
The festival features a petting zoo, a corn maze, and many more family-friendly games. With its inviting pumpkin patch and stunning sunflower maze, there's something for everyone to enjoy. So, are you guys thinking of checking out any of these fall events?
Yeah, I'd love to go check out the corn maze, but I might have to bring Alex with me, or I might get lost.
Yeah, and if we make it out of there, we can go check out Maisie's new theme. Thanks, Randy. All of those fall events look so fun, and I've always wanted to go check out the Prairie Gardens.
Me too. And next week, we switch things up a bit for our open house show.
Be sure to join us for our next show to learn all about what NAIT has to offer. Thank you for watching, and have a good evening.